Episode 2, The Captive Turnabout. Are you serious? Bro. We just arrested this guy. And he's dead now? What? Okay. Well, he was kind of a jerk anyway, so maybe he deserved to die. Oh. I see. We're not having a repeat of the professor killings, are we? March 20th. March 27th, 10:16 a.m. Detention Center Visitor Room. Yeah. How long do you intend to keep us waiting? Now, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm sure the guard will bring him in any second now. The killing of Bastion Rook. It's been 2 days since the incident in the park, and today we're paying a visit to the detention center. Our aim, of course, is to interview Bronco Knight, who had been charged with the murder. His trial is due to start tomorrow, and I am to be the prosecutor behind the bench. What's taking so long? You there, what's going on? I don't know, sir. I'll go check it. We've got a situation. It's not, he's been killed. What? Killed in the detention center. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. What are you waiting for? Right. Guard, take us to the scene of the crime at once. Yes, sir. So it didn't happen in a holding cell, but surely that was where he was being held. What's the holdup? The scene of the crime's this way. Where you taking us, pal? Doesn't this door lead to... The prison proper? Yes. You mean those cells aren't part of the prison? Not exactly. No. Those are part of the detention center. Those are the detention center holding cells. That's where the defendants are kept while they are awaiting trial. The area beyond this door serves a rather different purpose. Yeah, it's where people who are convicted serve out their time. I suppose you could say it's the last place a great thief should ever want to be. I would like to, sir. Please follow me. So he's covered in filthy banister and a rope. His neck brace is bloody. There's a chess set right next to him. A lot of chess theming going on in this game. And there's a glove for what appears to be a right hand right next to him that's extremely dirty. Interesting. That's Knight, all right. But he's dead. How could this have happened? And how did he wind up inside the prison proper? So it looks... So we got a drain there. That's an easy spot for someone to escape. Looks like some kind of holding thing in... Oh, that's... Wrong button. Kind of like chain tied to right there. Banister came from there, as well as appears to be some rope there. There's a hook above it. There's some kind of cage back there. I'm gonna sink with one side having a little hose on it. There's a little rag right next to it. This is horrible. How did Mr. Knight get himself murdered? I can hardly believe it myself, but there can be no doubting the evidence of our own eyes. And what's he doing here? I saw he's being held in a detention center, no? He was. He must have been. His trial hasn't even begun yet. The law states that until convicted, suspects are to be kept in cells separate from the main prisoners. Only those who have been found guilty are sent to the prison proper. There is no way Knight should have been in here. Maybe he wanted his way over here? Nah, I don't think so. Well, it looks... Well, there's a good path right there. Look at that right there. Nice, clean path. Detention center, you just go right around. Boop. Right in here, right into the prison. The detention center and the prison are separated not only by two heavy doors, but also a lengthy corridor. That would have been a long way to wander, especially for a detainee. I suppose we'd better take a look at Knight's body. We'll need to examine the scene of the crime carefully if we want to get to the bottom of this. No, you're a scam killer. Ha 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 ha. Okay. What are we doing over here? This part of the floor is covered with dirt. You know, that means, footprints. As Edgeworth is already standing in the dirt. I'm already standing in the dirt. This is a very big problem. Too many footprints, unfortunately. We need a specialist to identify them. Emma Sky. Emma Sky. Emma Sky. Guess we just gotta wait for forensics to get here. Yes, and in the meantime, if you could refrain from treading over it. Edward, you're the one standing in it! You're the one standing on it! Gumshoe's not even on it, you are! Edgeworth! Please tell me someone points it out. Wouldn't want to slip up, get my old jacket dirty, huh? Good point, Mr. Edgeworth. Thanks. My concern was for the footprints, not your jacket, detective. And it just boots me off. What do you know? Speak. Anything out of the ordinary to report, officer? Yes, sir. There is one thing. Go on. There's a body in the workshop, sir. My guy. That's not what we're talking about. He's right. That's definitely out of the ordinary. If anything else occurs to you, you know where to find me. Oh, we can't do anything with the vent. Seems to be a list of prisoner reservations for this workshop. What are all these numbers? What are all these numbers, Mr. Edgeworth? Prisoner numbers, I'd imagine. I hate to be given a number like that. I rather agree. People are meant to have names. I'd much rather be called Great Thief or the Second Yatagarasu. Alright, no name for you then, I guess. Alright. What's going on here? Time to inspect every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Indeed. This area is too big to take in all at once. Fortunately, I can use the R stick to look further up or down. But scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. Looks like a pulley of some kind. Maybe the prisoners use it for work. I suppose so, yes. Okay, so I know you're going to say no, but... Absolutely not, Kay. You are not permitted to swing on that rope. I knew it. I should have known you were being serious. We're having something like this in a prison, huh? A cage inside a cage? Technically, Kay, a prison isn't made up of cages, but cells. What's the difference? No offense, Mr. Edgeworth, but you've got to look at the basic nature of things more. Yes, and the basic nature of an investigation is the pursuit of accurate facts and information. Anything about the base? No. What's this rope? There was a rope near Knight's body, too. Speaking of which, want to see my super stealthy rope escape trick? Thanks, but I'll let you know when I'm in need of saving. She seems genuinely disappointed. Wait, that's a whip. That's not what I clicked. That is not what I clicked. I clicked the whip. I did not click the pile of tarps. These tarps are rather colorful. They kind of stand out in a room like this, don't they? They certainly don't look like they belong in a prison. Look, there's a whip on top of them too. Thank you. That's what I clicked. You know who that reminds me of, right? Is it a little princess who thinks she's all that whips everyone? Yeah? Miss Francisca? Is this her whip? She's a killer. Can we get rid of her for good now? Is that why she doesn't appear in Apollo Justice? I sort of like killer. Hey, maybe it's actually hers. Maybe she left it here. Not a chance. She and her whip are attached at the wrist. Trust me. What's with all this weird equipment? I'm not sure, but I don't see anything particularly suspicious here. Smells weird though. Kinda musky, like wet fur. I didn't know you had such a keen nose. Oh, it's nothing special, really. Except when it comes to sniffing out treasure. Remind me to seal all my valuables away in airtight containers. No way, Mr. Edgeworth. I'd never steal any of your stuff. But you would happily steal someone else's. Not sure that's entirely reassuring. Why can't I look at what these bottles are? What are these bottles? Why are there scratch marks on this? It's a sink. Thanks, Kay. Thanks. Never would have figured that one out. It doesn't seem to contain any useful clues. Nope. No whiff of treasure either. You do know, no, we're not actually looking for treasure, right? Really? Nothing? Yes, sir. Arrested for murder on the afternoon of the 25th.
killed in the morning of the 27th. Talk about instant karma. Never would have thought our perp would turn into a victim himself, though.
Yes, I don't like this at all.
You don't think it was that ice cream guy, do you, sir? Now that seeing his face, right? Maybe you couldn't afford to let him live.
Shelley the killer, you mean? No, if this were his doing, he would surely left his calling card. And besides, Nudge isn't the only one who knows what he looks like. We do, too.
Oh, yeah. And I guess we're still alive, so...
Nah, we're actually in an afterlife. That's a parallel universe to our original world, so... I just don't understand how it is even possible.
Guess it makes having a detention center and the prison in the same building. Means I can share visitors' rooms.
Indeed. It is an unusual design, but certainly convenient for anyone visiting.
Yeah, but then why have two different areas in the first place?
Well, there are two different classes of detainees, of course. Those pre-trial and those post-trial. The two facilities may be housed in the same building, in this case, but they're actually quite different.
Well, all I know is that both are cramped and dark. Don't let you leave when you want.
Perhaps spending a night in each would help clarify the differences between them.
No, I'm good, thanks.
Bronco Knight, killed a day before his court date. We'd better take a closer look. A rubber glove.
Yep, just one though.
Should examine it in more detail. Oh! There's blood on the back. Inmate use only. So yeah, this is indeed a right-handed glove. There's mud over it. There's mud all over it.
Maybe the prisoners were making mud pies? Wish I could have joined them. I love making mud pies.
Not anywhere near my crime scene, you're not. Inmate use only. I guess that means.
Then it must be one of the prisoners who is using it, right?
Not exactly. Just because it says inmate use only doesn't mean the only people that can use it at all are inmates. This could easily be used by a prison guard or any such like. Yes, I would certainly imagine so. The fingers are covered in blood on this side. So you can safely assume that the glove was dropped sometime after Knight's blood had been spilled.
We can? How come?
Because it had been on the floor when the pool was formed. Because had it been on the floor when the blood was formed, then the blood would have flown around it, not underneath it.
Oh, I mean there'll only be a band of blood around the edges of the fingers and not all over the backside.
Assuming the glove was discarded after the blood had pooled around the body.
Maybe our murderer did it after they did the deed.
It's certainly a possibility. At the very least, whoever it was that dropped it must have seen the body. You there?
Yes, sir.
Have you seen that glove before?
Yes, sir. Prisoners wear them for work. Strange, though. Prisoners issue those gloves are under strict orders to keep them in their cells. They're not allowed to take them out without permission, and we always check.
So that means someone's missing a glove? I suppose that would explain why there aren't any other gloves in the workshop. Okay, so whoever is missing the glove is not going to be the killer. That is going to be my guess. This glove is going to be stolen. It's going to belong to someone else.
Huh? Is that? Oh, I've seen one of these in your office, Mr. Edgeworth.
I'm sure you have, Detective. It's a pocket chess set. The victims, I'd imagine.
Makes sense. He loved chess after all. Not just because his last name is Knight does not mean he enjoyed chess. Yeah, it would have been a good way to pass the time.
Can we investigate it further?
Yes.
Is there anything on the other side? It doesn't look like anything is on the outside. There's gotta be something missing. There's gonna be something missing. This is a... I didn't... Wait, what did she say?
Come on, come on, come on. Hurry up and open the clasp.
This is a murder investigation. You sound like a child on Christmas morning.
Oh, please. Even your heart must skip a beat when you're about to open a mysterious box.
Not all of us think like you, Kay, thankfully. Nothing's missing.
Unless I'm blind. Yeah, this looks completely normal.
You could eight pawns, 2 rooks, 2 bishops, 2 knights, two kings, 2 queens. Got all the colors. Unless one of the pieces is covering something.
These are chess pieces, right? I've seen the ones you have in your office. So how come these are black and white?
Most chess pieces are. The ones in my office are custom made.
As in they're unique? And probably valuable? I like the sound of that.
She's got that glint in her eye. She better not be planning a robbery.
How is there nothing? How is there nothing in this?
The body is partially covered by a dirt-stained tarp.
And there's a rope on top of it, too.
Was Knight tied up with a rope somehow? Take a look under the sheet as well.
Okay, so he wasn't killed here. His body was moved. That's what I'm getting here. Ah, look at all that red stuff.
Yes, I'd say it's blood.
We should keep looking around. There's bound to be more secrets to uncover, I'm sure of it.
There's something on his finger.
Let's take a closer look, Mr. Edgeworth. It's a ring. A ring? It's a ring. An expensive looking one at that.
Don't even think about it, Kay.
What? I didn't say anything. You don't have to, Kay. We know. You're a thief. You're going to want to pocket it. But we say no. His neck brace is soaked with blood from the hole in his neck.
I would assume that's the cause of death and that it was probably instantaneous. He wouldn't have even had a chance to cry out for help. The small cut on his scalp, too. Was he struck with something?
Maybe he fell and hit his head after he was stabbed in the throat, sir?
It's possible, but it's too early to say with any certainty. Okay, you have your camera with you, correct? Could you lend it to the detective so we can photograph the body?
Sure thing. All yours, Gummy. Thanks. All right, here we go.
His
clothes sure are a mess, though, huh?
Indeed. They appear to be covered in dirt. Is there going to be blood in the soil area? Is there dirt somewhere else in the building? He was killed there. And they used the tarp to get his body to here.
Guess he's like me when it comes to laundry.
No, I don't think so. I don't know why your brain went to that. It would be like a grave error to think that anybody else could be quite like you, detective. These tarps have pretty distinctive design. In fact, it's the same design as the bloody tarp around Mr. Knight's body.
Yes. Took the words right.
Yes.
It's the same design as the bloody tarp around Mr. Knight's body.
Yes, you took the words right out of my mouth. Thank you, Kay. Even though I spoke as you a moment ago, it's fine.
That'll teach you to be so careless, Mr. Edgeworth. You need to keep your treasures close when there's a great thief around.
I thought you were on sabbatical. Not a bad bit of evidence gathering.
Huh. Nothing can stop us. We're on a hunt together, right, Gummy? You betcha. We're unstoppable. Looks like a regular Three Musketeers.
Let's not get carried away, detective. There's one more thing we still haven't found. The murder weapon.
Huh? What do you mean, sir?
What's missing from the crime scene? I see no sign of a murder weapon anywhere.
You're right. I didn't even think of that.
Come on now, detective. These are basic investigative principles that we're talking about here.
Yeah, I guess. Sorry, sir. Don't worry, Gummy. That didn't cross my mind either.
In fact, it hardly puts my mind at ease, Kay. Items that could prove even potentially lethal are strictly controlled within a prison. After all, we wouldn't want inmates getting their hands on them, would he? Which means acquiring a murder weapon would be hard enough, let alone leaving a scene with one.
Oh yeah, nice thinking, Mr. Edgeworth.
What was the murder weapon, and where has it gone? The answer to these questions may be the keys to figuring out what happened here.
Didn't know the guy had a whole entourage.
Oh? Hey, excusez-moi. But this is the scene of the crime, right? And you are... Wait a second. Aren't you? No way. Those piercing eyes, that furrowed brow. Mr. Fender, it has been far too long. I know, right? But even after all this time, I'd know that deep bow anywhere. And that neck up the... Manfred von Karma. The man. The legend. Gotta say, I didn't expect to see you here.
Bruh. Bruh. What are you talking about, pal? This is Mr. Edgeworth, not that old geezer that's arrested and in jail.
Detective, please. Edgeworth? Whoa, wow. That explains the fresh face. Can't blame a guy for mixing you two up, though. You're a spitting image of the old devil in his day.
Bruh. What are you talking about? What is wrong with this guy?
I see you haven't changed. How many years has it been?
Don't say 7. You better not say 7 years. If this game says 7 years, I'm going to lose my freaking mind.
Man, good question.
Who's counting, eh? Been away traveling so long I lost track. You know how it is.
You know what I do remember? You're betraying everything you were supposed to stand for.
Whoa, where did that come from? And who are you anyway?
This is Eddie Fender. He's a defense attorney.
Enchanté. And they say Fender's a name, and defendant's a game. I'm a bit of an ace attorney. Ah, he said it! He said it! He said the thing! Detective Dick Gumshoe. And I'm Kay Faraday, great thief. I'm on sabbatical at the moment, though.
Great thief. Wow, that's so romantic. Trace chick, if you will.
Right? It's nice to finally meet someone who gets it. I'm looking to expand the franchise. Actually, I've made a signing up is super simple.
Oh my gosh, Kay. Sounds awesome. I'd love to come hang with you guys, if you'll have me.
Sorry, I should have mentioned also is that it's girls only, and they have to be a super fan. Super cool, and
hey, I totally get it. No hard feeling, yeah? Come on, bring it in.
What's this guy? You've got to be kidding.
My bad, my bad. I'm just used to how they do things elsewhere, you know? Ahem. And why are you here, Mr. Fender? Whoops, I forgot this is your scene. Keeping a defense out of strategy #1 in the uncommon playbook, after all, isn't it?
Were you going to be Knight's attorney in a trial? Hey, quit with all the uncommon stuff, pal. What gives?
Hold it! Detective, calm yourself. His attitude is unfortunately understandable.
It is?
I take it you are Mr. Knight's attorney.
Guilty as charged, Your Honor. Well, I was supposed to be, anyway.
So he was planning to represent Knight if his client hadn't been murdered. He and I would have faced off against each other in court. Better see what he has to say for himself.
Hey, look at this.
Huh? For me? You shouldn't have.
I was wanting to rock one of those upon my lapel.
Thanks for your star. Thanks, you're a star. I never said I was giving it to you.
I'm just yanking your chain. I've already got a badge of my own, see?
You don't wear your attorney's badge.
Once in a blue moon. That was nicely with my winter coat, as it happens. You guys gotta dress to impress. You know what I mean?
Impress who exactly? So the victim asked you to represent him.
Sure did. We were supposed to have a little chat today.
As was I. But a guard showed up instead and told us that his body had been found.
Why? Why would someone do that? No. No, stop. That's not what you're supposed to do with wieners. I'm as bummed about it as you. Even brought him some weenies to cheer him up.
Mr. Fender, you know you can't bring food into the prison.
Who gives a crap? Why does it matter?
Oh yeah. Well, it's here now. Want some? Little advice I picked up on my travels, so more-ish. No. No thank you.
Fine. You do you. What are you doing here anyhow? Don't tell me you wanted to hear that side.
Von Karma's always more of a convicted defendant at all cost guy.
Didn't he teach you that?
That was a long time ago.
If you say so. Sure, you don't want some weenies?
No. Thank you. Have you met with your client previously?
Yes, indeed, Your Honor. Just yesterday, in fact. The Bronx Doc called me at the minute he was arrested.
Sound really freaked out, man.
Oh, yeah. Mentioned your little performance, too. According to him, you really made a nuisance of yourself.
Not a kind of word was spoken, I'm sure. Well, sticks and stones and all that.
Boy, did he not like you. Trash talk you something fierce. Can't say I didn't join in the fun, though.
Fun? How dare you, Mr. Fender?
Line up, kid. I'm kind of a fixture in the visitor's room here. And I don't think I ever had much of it, gas. Oh, so you come here a lot?
Hey, don't go getting the wrong idea, little sis. I'm never on the wrong side of the bars.
Just happen to know someone who is. The visitor's room is usually where I'm at, but this isn't exactly my first time in the clink either.
In which case, I better ask him what he knows about this room. Tell me, what do you know about the scene of the crime?
Huh? Oh, this room. No, none, dude. What do you know about it?
A recreation room? Is it a recreation room?
Whoa, I don't even want to know how you spend your spare time, Mr. Edwards. But I guess there's plenty here you can play with if you use your imagination. Props. Now, let's see what the answer key has to say, shall we? Oh no, you got it wrong. This is actually a workshop. Was that even one of the options? So all the options he gave me were wrong. How infantile. I was like, isn't this a work? Like, when I was reading, I was like, isn't this just a workshop? Like, it could be like, recreation room made the most sense of all of them. Cons come here to perform various duties. They can learn new skills, too. Make some qualification for when they're back on the street.
I see. And how is access to this room controlled? Who has the key?
Chill out, Edgeworth. I don't have all the answers. My man right over there probably does, though. Right, comprende?
Yes, sir. Workshops aren't locked with physical keys.
Their doors are fitted with sensors instead.
What kind of sensors?
Inmates are issued with special bracelets, sir. When they walk through a workshop door, the sensor checks the bracelet. You're not supposed to be in there. Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling, and alarm sounds. If they let it ring too long, then bzzz, they get a real shock, if you know what I mean. And if they try to break or remove the bracelet, bzzz, it shocks 3 times, worse than that. What? That's brutal.
I guess they need to ensure that the inmates follow the rules. Sounds a bit excessive. If they wish to pass through a door like this one, prisoners need to be accompanied by a guard.
Disable the sensor for them and let them in.
You get all that? Have any prisoners used the workshop today?
No, sir. No one's been in here for days. I'd know if they had.
How are people in here then? So no prisoners have entered, let alone used this workshop today.
That seems just a little bit strange.
Which means that there's a contradiction in this crime scene. Namely, there's something here that shouldn't be. I'll take another quick look over the crime scene and employ the powers of deduction to solve this mystery.
Could be talking about the glove, because like no one's working here. It's like, what's this workshop glove then? Could be just referring to this.
Eureka!
There we go.
Prisoners aren't able to go from this workshop as they please. The door sensor would detect their bracelet, and the alarm would sound. What's more, according to the guard, no prisoners were authorized to be in this room at all today. Yet here we have a rubber glove of the kind issued to inmates. This is a clear contradiction.
So where did the glove come from, sir?
I don't know, detective. Not yet, anyway. All I know for now is that the glove is a valuable piece of evidence. You, apart from prisoners and guards, who else has access to this room?
No one, sir. It's a prison after all. Prisoners and guards are pretty much all there is.
Mr. Fender. Come on, don't play with us like that, friend. Both know that's not true. You as well as I know. You know as well as I do that prisoners and guards aren't the only ones that can come in here. Huh? Oh, do you mean? But sir, is there?
Oh, is he referring to prosecutors? Is he referring to prosecutors or something?
Mr. Fender, would you care to get to the point? Who exactly are you talking about? What? You know, I have a pair of peepers in that head of yours. You didn't see them on the way in? Wandering about the corridors, killing with their head buds. Killing with their buds? What? If you moseyed on out of that door right now, you trip over one of them before you take in a stick.
Listen, pal. Just had about enough of your baloney.
Take a chill pill, big guy. I'm on your side. You know, you're such a wide fella. You have a very narrow mind.
Wow. Savage. What did you...
Hold it!
Detective.
Sorry, sir.
Look, just follow me, okay? Seeing is believing. Isn't that what they say?
Oh, animals. Okay.
Here, the humans share their space with some special animal friends. Animals. Yep. Bird and feathered fella of all shapes and sizes. Guard, fill me in on how it came about. Seems they decided to try a little experiment in an animal therapy a few years back. The Cons were assigned a critter each, a buddy to help keep their spirits up.
Really? Wow. Sounds like so much fun.
Plus, inmates can even earn pet care qualifications if they go through some job training with the animals.
Oh, that must be what all the equipment in the workshop is for.
You got it. Room's set up specifically for that training stuff.
Still doesn't explain why he was in there. Why the heck was Knight in there?
So, we said somebody else could have been at the scene of the crime. Exactamundo, big guy. What's snuck about these guys, bro?
An animal's not going to be the killer in this case. They showed an animal in the preview for us, but I doubt an animal is going to be what killed him.
That just means you're still talking baloney. What would an animal do with a rubber glove? Good question. All I'm saying that it was possible. The rest is Mr. Prosecutor's problem. Mr. Editor, sir, if you want me to arrest this piece of baloney, just say the word. Let me get this straight. Are you saying these animals can wander freely around the prison? You know those sensors on the doors? They take the prisoner's bracelets and sound the alarm when somebody goes walkabout. Well, for our furry friends, it's the other way around. They're fitted with microchips that open the doors right up.
They are?
Uh-huh. They're implemented just under the skin around their shoulders. Big needle, quick jab, and voila.
What? Doesn't it hurt?
Nope, they don't feel a thing. That's what they tell me, anyway. Now, where was I? Right. So the point is, they're not all the baddies here. There's no reason to punish them. It's ironic, really. Here in this institution where humans are caged and the animals are free to roam and to their heart's content. They're not completely free, though. They can't leave the prison proper, for one thing. No sensor on that big mother of a door, you see. Ah. What's that tingling sound? Sir? Just look at that thing. And is that a bell around its neck? That explains the sound, I suppose.
Mr. Edwards, were you seriously trying to stare it down?
I refuse to lose to a dog.
Gosh, Edwards.
Not for nothing, sir, but your dog's handling skills could have used some work. Leave it to a pro. I know how to treat him right. Come on, gum to gummy. Man, ignored by a dog. That dog was certainly very different to the other animals. It seemed to have a real thing against me, and only me. Alrighty then, you've met the menagerie. What's next? Guess we gotta interview some witnesses, right, sir? Indeed. We need more information regarding what was happening around the time the body was found. Let's start with that guy.
How are you there in the cell?